It began as a whisper, a spark, a single idea that spread like wildfire through the streets of America. But on that fateful day, the whispers turned to chants, and the chants shook the very foundations of power. Thousands of Americans from all walks of life gathered in cities across the nation to protest. But this wasn't just a protest against one man. It was a stand against what they believed was the growing tide of fascism and corporate control that threatened their democracy. The movement was ignited by a common cause: the increasing power and influence of figures like Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Trump, whose divisive rhetoric had torn the nation apart. Musk, whose corporate empire was seen by many as a symbol of the unchecked power of the elite. For years, critics argued that Trump's leadership was leading America down a dangerous path toward authoritarianism. Musk, the billionaire innovator, was accused of prioritizing profit over the well-being of everyday people. To some, these two men had come to represent the very forces of fascism and corporate greed. The air was thick with tension as thousands filled the streets, chanting loud enough to rattle the walls of power. They were united by a single cry: "End fascism! Deport Musk!" It wasn't just about politics. It was about reclaiming a country that many felt had been stolen from them. The crowds were diverse, young and old, from every corner of the country. Some had never protested before, but they all shared a burning desire for change. A change from the leaders who they believed were leading America toward a future of oppression. With every chant, the movement grew stronger. The crowd swelled, their message becoming louder, clearer. They weren't just fighting for justice, they were fighting for the soul of America. Media outlets across the country couldn't ignore the uprising. For hours, headlines flashed across TV screens, radio stations, and online platforms. The protest wasn't just a reaction to Trump and Musk. It was a call to action for a nation on the brink of change. We're here today because we believe in the future of this country, a future where power isn't controlled by just a few people who don't care about us. This is about our right to live freely, without fear of fascism creeping in. For the protesters, this day wasn't just about two powerful men. It was about the broader battle for democracy, equality, and justice. A battle they were willing to fight, no matter the cost. The protests didn't go unnoticed by the powers that be. In the days that followed, politicians were forced to address the growing discontent. Calls for accountability, for transparency, and for a change in leadership were louder than ever. But the movement didn't end on the streets. It carried on in the hearts and minds of those who had gathered. They had reminded America what it meant to stand up for their values, for their democracy, and for the future. The battle isn't over. It's just beginning. The fight for a nation free from the grip of fascism and corporate greed continues. And the people have shown, louder than ever before, if you stand with us, we'll stand together. This is more than just a protest. It's a movement that shows what happens when people unite for justice, when they stand together to fight for a better tomorrow. This is the story of a nation waking up. And it's a story that's far from over. This is Guardians of History, where we uncover the moments that shape our world. If you want to explore more stories that matter and shape history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us as we continue to tell the stories that change the course of time.